It all started with this noise. I think my tire is deflating. I have what are called run flat tires, where if your tire gets punctured, you have 50 miles to get to a mechanic to get it fixed. Only thing is, I'm somewhere very remote. I don't know if the mechanic here is trustworthy. I guess I don't really have a choice. But then where am I going to sleep overnight? I'll check and see if they have a mechanic, and if they do, I'll park there overnight and just fingers crossed no one realizes that I'm sleeping in there. I don't know what to do. I was shaking so hard I couldn't even see the screen of my phone that I was following GPS on. I think my tire just exploded. According to my speedometer, I thought I had a few more miles to go before the 50, before this would happen. Oh my gosh, but there was just this huge bad noise. Oh my gosh, let's go see. Oh my gosh. Shit. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm definitely up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. I guess I'll call my insurance. It's the middle of the night and it's 4th of July weekend, so I don't think this could be worse. I'm so close to this road and people just keep flying past me. I ruined the bottom of my car in addition to my tire. When my tire popped, it was a little after 10. Now it's 11:40. I spent about an hour calling my insurance, giving them all the information. It cost $190 to get a tow truck. Call a tow company. Give them all the information again. It costs like $220. Call a third company. Tell them all the information again, and it costs $240. And that company, it was like, if you pay in cash, we can do $230. And I'm like, oh yeah, I just have that sitting around in my wallet, no problem. But then fourth company, I'm on hold for a while, and eventually I'm like, hi, I've been calling a lot of companies. I just need you to tell me I'm getting towed 10 miles. Can that be under $200? And they were like, no. And I was like, okay, thanks. Bye. You're not wasting my time, at least. But anyway, now I called my insurance back. It's Liberty Mutual, if you're wondering. And I did everything. I put in my credit card information, and it's been maybe a half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, and no one's coming. I've been listening to this darn, sound of my flashers. Cars are blowing past me. I'm sitting like this in my chair because if I sit up straight, there's lights in my eyes. And I'm just miserable. Truly miserable. Having to pay a crazy amount to just sit here and wait. I really wish I could just turn off my flashers and put my window covers up and go to bed right here. But then I feel like definitely like a police officer would show up and be like, what are you doing on this side of this highway? So yeah, not great. This sucks. It's 1:15 now, so it's been 2 hours since I told Liberty Mutual, yes, go ahead and send the tow truck, and they just can't find anyone. Because where I am is kind of a peninsula. There's a ferry service that stops at night, and everywhere else is a really small town. So honestly, I don't think they're gonna find one until the morning, but we'll see. One more thing to add. What really kills me is that I felt that my tire was wrong. But going down the highway, I felt like I had to keep going fast so the people behind me wouldn't get mad at me. And so I kept going, and I think if I would have just slowed down or been going slow enough so that I could pull over, maybe my tire wouldn't have exploded. So it's just another time when trying to make life more convenient for other people has actually made everything worse for me. Okay, that's really dramatic. I guess it's another time when trying to be helpful and trying to make other people's lives easier is really not worth deprioritizing yourself. It is now, 1:50. They called me again and said they can't find anyone, the places are closed. Well, no kidding. Like, I knew that was the problem the whole time. Anyway, they said, can we reschedule you till morning? And I'm like, okay, I'm sleeping on the side of a highway, but, like, what are you gonna do? You know, I didn't really have another option. So, I guess I'm sleeping here tonight. I'm really scared because, like, cars keep going past and rocking my van. I doubt I'll get good sleep with that constant ticking of my four-way flashers, but oh well. It's 8:30. I just got off the phone with my insurance because last night when they called, they said, can we reschedule you till 8? And I said, oh, no, that's kind of my only option, so sure. But anyway, they said, can we reschedule you till 8? I call and I say, it's past 8. Just making sure that the wheels are turning and, you know, stuff's happening. And they said, I see you were scheduled for 11. And I was like, that is, whoever put it in must have made a mistake or been mad at me, because I would have never said that was okay. And cars are driving past me, and I think either my battery died or maybe my emergency flashers have a time limit because I don't hear them anymore. And now that they're off, cars are driving kind of close to me. And every now and then I hear a little, like, none of that was it, but, like, sometimes it sounds like someone came up and did that to my van. The wind just hits it really hard sometimes. So I'm still very scared. Didn't get a lot of sleep. This just sucks. I'm warm and I'm safer than I would be if I was standing out there outside of my car, but I'm still, like, freaking out. It's a little past 9, so I've been on the side of the road for 11 hours now, and someone just called and said that someone from a tow company just called and said they're on their way. They couldn't tell me, will it be 5 minutes, will it be 20 minutes, will it be 2 hours? They couldn't tell me. But, you know, at least progress is being made. I'm not really mad anymore. I guess this whole process has been frustrating, but I don't know. I could be freaking out more because I am really worried about my tire and how much damage might have been caused and how much is all of this going to cost. You know, I've been saving up hoping to get an upgrade for my van or an upgrade for my video gear, and then just like that, this whole video, except for when I've first went out and looked at it, I feel like I've been very calm. And don't get me wrong, I am very scared about it, but It's not like freaking out is going to change how fast the tow truck arrives or how little I have to pay, you know? Here it is in the daylight. Shoo, that's bad. Made it to Walmart. I thought, okay, at least the hard part's over. Now it's just going to be expensive. Now I get it in, explain to them what's going on. They say they don't work on run flat tires. Great. After all it took to get here, and still no help. Today is Sunday, and tomorrow is the 4th of July, so no other mechanic shops are going to be open for the next 2 days. When I was on the phone with the roadside assistance company, I said, could you check my policy to see if, like, I'm out of town, I pay the medium amount of coverage. Maybe I have something where, since I'm out of town, I can get a hotel room covered. And they were like, yeah, you do have that covered. Here's the number to call. I call that number. She says, no, that wouldn't be. Why would an auto policy do that? Made me feel really dumb. Terrible service all around. I have service through Liberty Mutual, if you're wondering. Not a big fan right now. Also, the person on the phone said I had liability only, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I paid for more than just that. So, that's another issue. This is just awful. So I'm stuck for the next 2 days. I just called everywhere I could find, and all the auto shops are closed. So I guess I just have to stay in this parking lot for the next few days. As I was hunkering down for the next few days, I called my parents to tell them what was happening. And they said they'd get me a hotel room. And I'm just so thankful. So thankful to not have to worry about my personal safety being in this parking lot. To like have a few days of the luxury of going to the bathroom whenever I want, taking a shower whenever I want, a microwave. Oh gosh. I am really lucky. So lucky. Even though insurance failed me. Family didn't. The next bump in the road was that as I was packing up to leave, this girl puts a piece of paper on my car, and I'm like, is this an advertisement? What do you want? And I look at it, and it's a note that says, I don't know if you were paying attention when you parked at all, but your bumper was actually on top of mine, because I have kind of a tall car. And it was like, I could be an asshole about it, but I won't. Have a nice day. Be more mindful. And like, I kind of waved her down before she left the parking lot, and I was like, what? Your car was parked over the yellow line, and I pointed that out to her, but she still didn't put two and two together that, like, the yellow lines in a parking lot are there for a reason, and if you go over them, I don't know. I guess it was kind of my fault, but also, like, the lines are there for a reason. That problem wouldn't have happened if you would have parked in your space completely. But that was just the blow I needed. Really, that was really upsetting, because, like, why do you have to be passive aggressive like that? At first, it took me a minute to realize this, but even though it was in
"You've arrived"
nice language, like, have a nice day at the end, it was still a mean thing to say. It was still passive aggressive. And this person also left a bunch of trash around her parking spot, and did not look like the most healthiest person in the world. So, you have to keep in mind that when people put you down, it's because they need to feel power themselves. If they're feeling powerless, they're gonna make you feel like you're in a situation where you need to say, I'm sorry. Also, if you wouldn't believe a fact that somebody says, then you shouldn't take a criticism from them either. Not believe what this girl says. Then I had to walk to the hotel like a hobo. Well, here I am. I thought the first thing I would have to do when I got to the room was freaking cry my eyes out. But apparently I did that on the way here. And man, all the traffic must have been like, wow, what was that, girl? Someone did offer me a ride though, and I had to say no because of the state of the world, but that was really moving. Even though it really seems like the world is against me today, there's still good people out there. It's Tuesday. I called a place about the problem. They said they would be able to help. They said they could help me today. It's probably going to cost $1,300 for 4 new tires because the front ones are beginning to wear out. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. You know, how much is it going to be to repair everything else? Plus, they can't get my car from Walmart to them, so even though it's 1.4 miles, it's gonna cost me $125 to get that towed. Ridiculous. Like, honestly, driving a car is kind of a scam because they can jack up the prices as much as they want to. But I don't have a choice. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that towed, get it repaired. I'm not even looking forward to being back in my van, honestly. I'm sick of this. I scheduled a Lyft to take me to Walmart from the hotel instead of how I walked from Walmart to the hotel. I didn't want to do that again, so I was like, I'll pay $15 for a Lyft. They never showed up, and it's been a half an hour, so I called the tow truck company to ask if they could give me a ride, and they said yes. So that's good. At least I'm getting a little, a little help. I'm in the tow truck. We picked up my car, and I noticed there's a key mark across the hood, and I am 99% sure it was that lady that got mad at me for touching my car, for me parking with my bumper touching hers. And what I should have said was, I can't see the front of my car when I'm parking, so I have to look at where I am in the space based on the cars next to me, and I'm just not used to people parking out of the line. And it's like it was an accident. You didn't have to destroy my property. Not that I really care what my car looks like, but there are some really vengeful people out there. And they think it's okay to wrong someone because they've been wronged themselves. And I guess I just have to keep that in mind, that they learned this behavior from somewhere, so they probably have a messed up life themselves. It just seems like I can't catch a break. Other than getting a ride from the hotel. That was a good thing. I have to just focus on that. Well, here I am back in the van, and it's only 2, so that went a lot faster than I thought. I could have been in there all day. I could have been in there multiple days, but it was only a few hours. Now, I don't feel relief. I don't feel excited to get back to my home. I don't feel excited to keep adventuring. And I don't know why this has been such a big deal for me. It's not like I was physically injured. I wasn't kidnapped. The parking lot lady was rude to me, yes, and the fact that I had to pay so much and I didn't have any other options sucked. And I guess it's the fact that I just feel helpless and like I have to deal with everything by myself. Like, I don't know. I don't like to depend on other people for like emotional support, but it would be nice to have a person here with me being like, it's okay, we're gonna get through this together. And it's not like this is new for me either. It just sucks. Now I was going to spend some time in Seattle working my food delivery job. I was going to do a few places in the north of Oregon. But now I just want to go straight to visiting my brother in Portland because I just don't have the energy to travel right now. I feel like if I went somewhere new, I tried to go hiking or something, I'm just not in the right state of mind to enjoy anything right now. So, just gonna get through it. Thanks for watching this all unfold with me. I'm very vulnerable in this video, right? So I am nervous about getting comments about like, oh, people have it way worse than you. Yeah, I know. Like, oh, I don't know. Just please nobody say anything mean to me in the comments. Oh my gosh. I know it was my fault that I parked wrong. I know it was my fault that I was driving on a tire that was making noise, but I was trying to reach a mechanic and I didn't know how little time I had. I really tried my best. That's all I could do. See you when I see you. Thanks for watching. Hi, it's Editing Maddie. And while I'm going through the footage of what happened to me in Washington, I just want to tell you all a few things. First, the video ends on a note that sounds like, see you when I see ya. Like, maybe I'll keep making videos, maybe I won't. I am. Already got some in the works coming for ya. I am still planning on completing the mission I started out with. Although, to be honest, I am kind of not as enthusiastic about living in my van anymore, but I think that also has to do with the fact that I've been doing this for a year and I'm kind of tired of, having to think about when and where I'm going to go to the bathroom, when I'm going to take a shower, stuff that I wouldn't have to think about otherwise. So I am not as enthusiastic as I used to be, but I really am trying to look for the good in each day. Secondly, by doing a cry count, I just wanted to add a little pizzazz to the video. I didn't want to make it sad, 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 sad. I'm kind of poking fun at myself, but I'm not making fun of the act of crying. I hope you know. Crying is good for you. Also, it's been about 3 weeks since that's happened now, and definitely as time goes by, I'm getting over it. It's still kind of not fun to think about. I don't know whether I was reacting too much or that was a normal reaction. Like, would anyone be that upset about, you know, blowing out your tire and someone being mean to you in a parking lot? So, I don't know. And lastly, I also want to say, as nervous as I am about people commenting mean things on this video, I also know for a fact that there are so many kind, wonderful people that watch my channel regularly and always have something nice to say, and I really want to say thank you to all of you. Even if maybe you don't comment a lot, that's okay. You're still watching, you're still on the journey. Also, if this is the first video of mine you've seen, first of all, it's usually not as eventful, a little more fun, a lot more naturey. But if you're watching this with the, I don't know, just being like, oh, this poor girl, instead of like, if you're watching this with a kind mindset, thank you. And I look forward to seeing you all in my Oregon videos. Bye!